the most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Turn 3 Racing Network, as tonight we bring you the OP Racing Premier Series as they present the Hope You Brought Your Locktite 250 here at the Legacy Daytona track. It is race number 15 of our 16 race regular season, and qualifying has gotten underway, and one of the first cars that made it out on the track, well, that was the 7 of Josh Milam, as Josh is already completed his outlap and is on the clock for the first time here tonight. You're wondering who this annoying voice is? Well, my name is KR Stolfus, and I am running a little bit late, a little bit rushed for time, trying to squeeze everything in. So if I seem a bit out of sorts for the first, 250 miles of this race, you'll know why. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in, saying hello, as Josh Milam in the 7 tries to finish strong and post the first time here in qualifying, and Milam is going to post up a 50.68. Peter DeBorgia crossing the line right behind him with a 50.71. Sean McCarr 0.72. Bob Lacavera in at 6th, and falling down the order here is more drivers post times. Derek Conley in the 28 currently has pole position with a 50.67. Zach Workman in the 91 out on his qualifying lap. Eric Laurie moving into 10th place with a 50.75. Starting to get down to crunch time here in this regular season. Just 2 races remaining. And right now, every driver is really looking at the points and trying to figure out if they can win. And it begins with a solid qualifying effort. Zach Workman all the way up in the 3rd with a 50.69. Dave Hunt in the 53, one of those drivers who's just below the cutoff line, beginning to make his way out onto the speedway all the way from North Lake, Texas. Daniel Holloway in the 21 right now without a win on the season, but currently sits in the good side of the cutoffs. But nothing set in stone just yet. Like I said, we do have 2 races left to go. Holloway posting a time good enough for 8th place with a 50.72. Jim Marrier in the 95, already 2 wins to his credit this season, locking himself into playoff contention. Don't let that fool you. This 95 is not taking it easy. He's been out to win every single time he has showed up. Could he become our first 3-time winner? Although Logan Helton does have 3 wins, one of those being an encumbered win. Talking about a mouthful, but Logan, very skilled driver, and he has not yet made it out onto the track for his qualifying effort. Andy Brigante in the 013 pulling onto pit road. Brigante finding himself in the 14th with a 50.83 as he heads for his pit stall. and starts to get ready to switch over to race mode. Dave Hunt gonna flash across the start finish line. Dave Hunt jumps up into 11th place with a 50.74. James Mayer in 15th place with a 50.77. Dustin Barber in the 6th, making his way around this Legacy Daytona track to begin his qualifying effort. So far, 17 cars have taken a qualifying time. We are going to have a decent field here. It looks like almost 30 cars have joined the session. So as Barber in the 6th runs the high side, drops down to the yellow line. Making his way onto the backstretch here. Right now, we do have a couple cars on track, but they are getting to the start-finish line to begin their first time lap, and one of those is the 63 of Logan Helton. So Logan on the clock now in that 63 machine. Can he get a pole position out of this one? Always a threat for that pole position. If he doesn't get pole, he's usually on the outside of the front row. His competitor, though, the 88 of Gabe Butler, another very quick driver in qualifying. The 88 and the 63 both began their qualifying laps at about the same time. So as Gabe Butler flashes across the start finish line, Butler into 7th. Logan Helton into 5th place with a 50.70. Gabe Butler posting a time of 50.71. Jeff Crosby in the 33 going to move into 8th place with a 50.71. So as the track begins to go quiet, 21 cars have taken a lap time here in qualifying. As the time ticks down and the track is currently empty, I don't believe our other 4 drivers who have shown up are going to make their way out into qualifying. So we are going to step away for the national anthem. We'll be back with tonight's starting lineup.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as qualifying is done and over with, and it is time to begin taking to the grid, and that means it's time to show tonight's starting lineup for Hope You Brought Your Locktite 250. Let's get right into it. On pole position with a time of 50.676 from Fuel Sim Racing, the 28 machine piloted by Derek Conley. On his outside will be the 7 of Josh Milam, also from Fuel Sim Racing. Row number 2 going to be the 91 of Zach Workman, and on his outside the 04 of Mark Mann. Row number 3, the 63 of Logan the Kid Helton, and on his outside the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 4 will be the 88 of Gabe Butler, and on the outside of row 4, well, it's the driver that Nathan Grounds just cheered for. That is the 33 of Jeff Crosby. On the outside, or on the inside of row number 5, the 77 of David Booth, and on his outside, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Row number 6 will be the 21 of Daniel Holloway, and on his outside, the 71 of Sean McCara. Row 7, the 12 of Zach Fritsch, and the 53 of Dave Hunt. Row number 8 will be the 46 of David Overstreet and the 5 of Bob Lacavera. Row number 9, Eric Laurie in the 071 and the 95 of James Mayer. Dustin Barber and Andy Brigante going to make up row 10. Row number 11 will be the 62 of Les Levy and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. On row number 12, the 27 of Sean Stevens and the 1 of Chris McCullough. And bringing up our final starting spot here tonight, the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Take a moment to look at our race info here tonight. 5 spots are available on points as things stand right now. We have 9 different winners this season. You can expect a 15 to 18 lap fuel run out of these drivers. They all have one fast repair available to them here tonight as the field makes its way off of turn number 4 onto the front stretch. We get ready to go green flag racing for the first time here tonight. Derek Conley and Josh Milam take control of this field as the green flag is out. And here we go for 250 miles here on your Monday night. Conley and Milam running side by side into turn number 1. Fuel Sim Racing picking up just about where they left off last Monday night, trying to control this field very early on. And having those 2 cars in front is going to be a big help for them. Derek Conley, one of the drivers who isn't in a must-win situation, but he is very close in that regard. We'll take a look at the points here in just a little bit as the 12 of Zach Fritsch dropped down to the inside and has fallen back, gets in the line, and we stay 2 wide as the 7 of Josh Milam drops down in front of Conley, and Milam going to lead the first lap of this race. Mark Mann in the 04, now the second car, or the first car in the second lane. A little bit of an overcast day here at Daytona, as Mark Mann drops down to the inside. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds now the car leading the charge in the second lane, with Jeff Crosby right behind him and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. For those of you who tuned in last week, Peter DeBorgia in the 40 was putting on a 25-hour stream to help raise money, so we're going to take a moment here at some point and try and talk to him and see how that went, in case those of you who heard about it but didn't get to watch anything get to find out exactly what went down in that marathon of a stream. As Hunter Reynolds in the 26 has his nose out in front of the 04 marked man for the moment. So Hunter Reynolds going to try and lead a lap. That one was pretty close. I couldn't tell you who led that lap. Mark Mann surging ahead just a little bit here through the bottom of 3 and 4. 3 stages coming your way here tonight. Stage 1 ending at the completion of lap 25. And with a 15 to 17 lap fuel run, you see these guys hit pit road here in the next few laps for those who want to short pit. Jimmy Reynolds does have the fastest lap of the race for the moment at a 47.03. A lot of racing to go still, and as the field's going to flash by the start finish line, that time could change. It could go to somebody else. Onto the backstretch, our field comes. Gap from first to last is currently 2.5 seconds. Sean Stevens in the 27 machine. We go on board with the WOW Video Tours. You can see he is our 25th car on track, and there's the leaders just ahead of him, so everyone's staying in this pack very nicely for the first 5 laps as we begin lap number 6. Nobody falling off pace yet, and everyone's staying nice and bunched up. Should we get a green flag pit stop, we're going to see that really jumble up the field. Good view of how bumpy this Legacy Daytona track is. And you can see the cars just riding the waves of asphalt that this track has. As the 26, Hunter Reynolds has moved down to the inside lane. Jeff Crosby in the 33, still looking for his first win of the season. Pulls ahead in the second lane. Big wiggle out of that second lane. Everyone trying to stay tightly bunched up. Everyone pushing very hard on each other here. That is going to cost them a little bit of momentum as they fall back just a bit, but we're going to get a good run down the backstretch. Take a look at our points as the 33 surges ahead. Drivers in green have locked themselves into playoff contention. Drivers not in green are going to have the rest of this race, and then the final race of the regular season next Monday night as several drivers peel off on the pit road. 14 drivers staying out. Mark Mann, Logan Helton, Gabe Butler, David Booth, Daniel Holloway, Eric Laurie, James Mayer, David Overstreet, Les Levy, Rick Seabrands, Sean Stevens all hit pit road that time. The 33 and the 40 staying out for the moment. David Overstreet in the 46, just above the cutoff line, 8 points to the good coming into tonight. Dave Hunt in the 53, 8 points below that cutoff line, so he's looking to add to his points haul here tonight, and a good way to do that is to earn some stage points in the 53, trying to post himself into a good spot for some stage wins. As another group of drivers hits pit road, the 33 of Jeff Crosby sideways in front of this group, but holds on to it. That leaves just 4 cars who have not pitted yet. The 53 of Dave Hunt, the 71 of Sean McCara, the 40 of Peter DeBorgia, and the 5 of Bob Lacavera. Chris McCullough, not sure what happened to McCullough. Looks like he missed his pit stall, as he has already made his way through pit lane. We'll see if the one is going to try and pit again or what's going to happen to him. That's going to be a costly mistake for Chris McCullough. As these 4 drivers peel off for pit road, and that will complete our first green flag pit stop cycle. The one of Chris McCullough pulling onto pit road, so early mistake out of the one. Eric Laurie also having some issues on pit road. Going to cost him some time. Peter DeBorgia leading the field for the moment, but he has some heavy competition coming his way. The 63 of Logan Helton. Going to make quick work of the final 4 cars who pitted. So these 4 cars aren't generating as much energy as the 63 has. Now Logan Helton is out in front in the second lane. Mark Mann on his inside with Daniel Holloway right there. Those 2 drivers challenging for the race lead. Nathan Grounds with a dad joke incoming. Wants to know, why don't drivers like stopping during the race? I don't know. That's a good question. As the 7 of Josh Milam moves down to the inside. I'm not 100% sure what happened to Eric Laurie on his pit stop. Maybe had some damage on that race car, but he sat in his pit stall for a total of 1 minute 16 seconds. Right now he is the only car not on the lead lap. So why don't drivers like stopping during the race? Well, because it's the pits. Badum-tis. There's your rim shot. Fastest lap of the race going to the 46 of David Overstreet as he turns a 47.02. David Overstreet finding himself in this pack, currently in 14th spot. 91 of Zach Workman drops down to the inside, falling to the tail of the field here. Overstreet with some momentum on his side, trying to get to the back of the 33. We ride on board with the 46. Logan Helton in the 63 out in front, slides up to the high side as the 7 of Josh Milam gave him a good shove through the corner. As we begin lap 14 of 100. Chris McCullough, the next car in danger of going a lap down. Rick Seabrand's in the 4. Another driver, so Rick Seabrand and Eric Laurie finding some issues on their first pit stop of the night here. Chris McCullough, one of those as well. As Sean McCara takes fastest lap of the race at a 46.94. Logan Helton trying to make that car as fast as he can. with the 7 of Josh Milam. Doing the same thing, those two running side by side. Milam's teammate, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds, is pushing the 63. Logan Helton's teammate, the 04 Mark Mann, is pushing the 7. Daniel Holloway, Jeff Crosby, the next two cars in the second lane, or on the inside lane, I apologize. Then Gabe Butler, last week's race winner, third car in the outside lane with David Booth in the 77, following behind the 88. Zach Fritsch in the 12 now has the fastest lap of the race honors, 46.86. A little bit unusual to keep seeing some of these fast lap times coming in like this. Good indicator that these drivers are pushing very hard. A lot of them know that this will be their last chance, or second to last chance, to lock themselves as one of 16 drivers to go for the championship. We'll have 3 stages in our championship series. We will narrow the field down to the final race at Daytona, where just 4 drivers will have a shot at the championship. So as the field makes their way through the tri-oval and heads off for turn number 1, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds up in the second lane. Josh Milam in the 7, hugging that yellow line. Field has gotten a little spread out now because of green flag pit stops. Some drivers having a difficult time getting onto pit road. Sean Stevens in the 27, currently finding himself 22nd spot, riding around all by himself. Chris McCullough finding himself 7 seconds behind him. McCullough and Rick Sebrands have hooked up. They are running as a pair. So as these drivers include the 071 of Eric Laurie, try and hold on to staying either one lap down for Eric Laurie or on the lead lap for Rick Sebrands and Chris McCullough. They're going to pick up Sean Stevens here in the next lap or two, and that's going to help them build a little bit more speed, and they just might be able to stay on the lead lap. Milam and Hunter Reynolds. Now with 6 laps to go here in stage number 1. Take a look at our stage wins so far this season. Josh Milam with the most at 4 stage wins, and here he is out in front once again. Hunter Reynolds with 3 stage wins, and he is also in position to try and win another stage. Derek Conley and Logan Helton also have 3 stage wins. Mark Mann and Tyler Miller, 2 wins for them in the stages, and then several drivers with 1 stage win to their name. And then coming into this race, drivers who have been on a hot streak for the last 5 races. Logan Helton has earned himself 228 points. Hunter Reynolds has earned 224. Logan Helton already locked into playoff contention but he is going for that regular season championship as well to help give him some added bonus points into the playoffs. So he's scoring quite a few points. Peter DeBorgia not locked in yet. Neither is Hunter Reynolds. They're out to score as many points as they can if they can't get that win. And then Jim Mayer and Gabe Butler already locked in, but earning themselves some big point gains as well. So Chris McCullough, Rick Sebrands, Sean Stevens, and Eric Laurie can see out the back of their car and see that this field is looming larger. They're about 6 seconds ahead of our race leader, Hunter Reynolds. I do believe as long as they can stay single file, they will stay on the lead lap. And Eric Laurie, as long as he doesn't get an untimely bump, is trouble down the back stretch. Josh Milam and Hunter Reynolds are going to pull away with Derek Conley. Logan Helton was able to get through it as well, but the yellow flag going to come out here at the end of the stage. So big stack up down the back stretch. David Booth, Derek Conley getting together. Several cars getting torn up in the process. See if we can take another look at this one as they were making their way down the back stretch. Jeff Crosby and Dustin Barber getting involved. Take another look at how this gets set up as they make their way through turns 1 and 2. Conley in the 28 gets a run coming off a 2. Tries to split the 77 and the 21, and that's when things go south very quickly. So on to pit road comes the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. I believe that is going to be your stage 1 winner. Eric Laurie in the 071 going to get the free pass as Logan Helton in the 63 wins the race off of pit road. Gabe Butler, Dave Hunt, Bob Lacavera, and David Overstreet following suit. Let's take a moment and talk to our stage 1 winner, and that is the driver of the 26, Hunter Reynolds. Hunter, congratulations on another stage win.
Why, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, you pick up stage win here to kick this one off here at this very bumpy Daytona track. So what's it like out there tonight?
It's very treacherous tonight. We're running pretty high speeds. Feels a lot quicker than it did before. Like you said, very bumpy. You got to navigate these bumps. Make sure you keep your tires under you. And I prefer the top lane already in this race, and we're gonna see how it goes. It's definitely smoother.
All right, man. Well, a solid race shaping up for you, but Big crash down the backstretch. What'd you see in your mirror?
Yeah, that was unfortunate. Not much. I just saw some bunch of cars moving around like they were, and then they were all spinning. So I'll have to check that one out later. Unfortunate to the people that got involved, but I was happy to be out in front of my teammate there, Josh.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on the stage win. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Yep, like to thank Gabe for pushing me. Like to thank Josh, teammates, Derek, my dad, Dustin. Shout out to everybody watching, the friends and family up in the booth care do a great job. All the league admins and everybody else supporting us, so we appreciate it.
All right, that is your stage 1 winner from Fuel Sim Racing, Hunter Reynolds in the 26. So lights have gone out on our safety vehicle. Quite a few cars dropping back onto pit road to top off their fuel tanks as we begin stage number 2. Logan Helton in the 63 and the 53 of Dave Hunt on the front row for this restart. Then it's the 5 of Bob Lacavera on the inside of row 2. On his outside, that is the 46 of David Overstreet. Then your stage 1 winner, 26 of Hunter Reynolds, and on his outside, the 7 of Josh Milam, as the rest of the field catches up as we get ready to go back to making a whole bunch of noise here at Daytona. Our first caution coming to an end as it overlapped the end of the stage. Pace car dives down onto pit road, and Logan Helton picks up the throttle once again. The 63 out in front. Dave Hunt in the 53 staying right even with him. So stage 2 going to end at the completion of lap 50. Then it is on to the end of the race. As they get up to speed down the back stretch, Overstreet slicing down in front of the 63 of Logan Helton. Dave Hunt in the 53 up in that second lane. We heard from the 26 of Hunter Reynolds that second lane seems to be very fast here tonight. So Dave Hunt in the 53, the 7 of Josh Milam, using that second lane to pull ahead. Milam in the 7 slides down to the inside. Now trying to challenge for that race lead. So all 25 cars still out on track. All 25 are on the lead lap. Eric Laurie in the 071 has lost the draft. He has fallen up back a little bit here. So not sure if the problems are continuing for Eric Laurie, but this is not the start of a race he would like to have. Had issues getting on the pit road, got his lap back, but now he is going to lose that lap again if he doesn't get a caution soon. Another driver that has fallen back quite a bit, that is the 88 of Gabe Butler. Butler with some damage on his race car. Could be part of the reason why the 88 and the 071 have lost the draft. Although I'm not sure what happened to these two drivers. But the battle up front is as intense as ever. Josh Milam in the 7 down on the inside with the 46 of David Overstreet from Checkered Flag Motorsports pushing on him. Second lane has the 53 of Dave Hunt and the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Daniel Holloway in the 21, the third car in that second lane from Alliance Motorsports. Working lap 31 of 100. So if we do some reverse math, let's say you can do 15 a lap, so 15 minus 50, or 50 minus 15, that carry the 7, divide by 0. We might see these guys start hitting pit road here in about 3 laps. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia pushes the 53 out in front by quite a bit, but not able to clear the 7. So Peter's still in that second lane, pushing on Dave Hunt. Now Peter does finally clear, makes that move down to the inside and gets very close to making contact with the 53 of Dave Hunt. The one of Chris McCullough, who had to make an extra pit stop as he missed his pit box the first time, having a nice recovery here, and in fact has gained some positions to, top it all off. McCullough right now finding himself 4th car in the second lane. So good recovery by the one of McCullough as he was able to stay on the lead lap and come into the end of the stage. That was very important. Eric Laurie just ahead of our leaders there in that white and green car. He moves down to the inside. He is going to go 1 lap down. Gabe Butler just out of view here as we ride on board with the 63 of Logan Helton. Now you can see Gabe Butler on the backstretch along with our leaders. Butler going to be the next car to go 1 lap down. Several cars peeling off for pit road. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia going to lead the first group of drivers on the pit lane. So another round of green flag pit stops is underway. 13 cars staying out. Daniel Holloway in the 21, taking over the race lead. Butler in the 88 sliding up to the high side as he's going to let the field pass him down low. But Holloway going to lead a big group of drivers on the pit road. One car staying out. That is the 5 of Bob Lacavera. So he is going to stay out. He's going to roll the dice here. To Lacavera choosing to stay out. Everyone else, and I guess you could include the 88 of Gabe Butler, have not made their final pit stop for stage number 2. But Bob Lacavera is going to lose some time to the rest of the field. But I will say, going to have an empty pit road when he comes and makes his pit stop. He and Gabe Butler are the only two drivers to not hit pit lane just yet. As the 5 continues to cycle around, Logan Helton in the 63, trying to get his teammate Daniel Holloway onto his back bumper. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, pitted 1 lap before the 63 did. Reynolds has a full head of steam helping him out as he makes his way forward. The 26 now just has 3 cars left to deal with. Those 3 cars not quite up to full speed just yet, but they are getting there. As Reynolds makes the move down to the inside, he's going to bring his teammates with him, Derek Conley and Josh Milam. To your stage 1 winner, back to the front, slides up to the high side, Derek Conley in the 28. Down on that inside line, now leading this race. Bob Lacavera pulls on to pit road. So your leader has hit pit lane, but he has lost quite a bit of time. Lacavera, Eric Lohr, and Gabe Butler all down to the inside as they come off of pit road. Fastest lap of the race going to the 46 of David Overstreet as he turns a 46.64 for our fastest lap of the race. A lot of fast laps getting turned here tonight. A lot of speed out on that track, and everyone knows that it is getting down to crunch time. They are trying to position themselves to earn as many points as they can. Next Monday night will be the final race in the regular season, and it will lock in our 16 driver playoff field. Hunter Reynolds and Logan Helton running side by side down the back stretch to 63. Already locked in the playoff contention. Now it slides up to the top lane. Opening the door for Derek Conley to try and get a run to his inside. So the laps are winding down here in stage number 2. The 26 of Hunter Reynolds has cleared the 28, but not yet making the move down to the inside. Maybe really enjoying that second lane enough that he's going to stay up there. If you guys haven't done so yet and you are enjoying the show that the drivers are putting on for you, make sure you let them know. A couple of ways you can let them know. One, when they come back and watch the broadcast, everything in chat is also visible to them. So if you'd like to let them know that you're cheering for them, please feel free to say everything you'd like to say. Because when they come back and watch it, they'll be able to see the live chat as it happens, just like we're watching it here. The other way you can let them know, give that broadcast a thumbs up. It makes no difference to me, but I know that the drivers like to see that positive reinforcement. It does make a little bit of a difference to me, but I'm not here for the thumbs up. I'm here for the racing and talking racing and hanging out with you guys in YouTube chat. So I thoroughly enjoy my Monday nights with y'all. So the 26 and the 63 now leading their respective lanes. Laps are winding down here in stage number 2. Gabe Butler and Zach Fritsch find themselves 1 lap down. Eric Laurie 2 laps down. So Butler and Fritsch challenging each other to be the first car 1 lap down. However, right now, the 88 of Gabe Butler does have almost a half a lap on the 12 of Zach Fritsch. Butler working with Eric Laurie and Bob Lacavera. So these 3 cars find themselves well and truly behind the race leader, 48 seconds behind the race leader. Sorry, not 48 seconds. I apologize. 15 and a half seconds. Because I was looking at the wrong number. So they are 15 and a half seconds behind our race leaders. Eric Laurie 2 laps down, as I mentioned. The 88 of Gabe Butler 1 lap down. Bob Lacavera is on the lead lap. Jimmy Reynolds and Chris McCullough are working together. Reynolds and McCullough 21st and 22nd. McCullough is the last car on the lead lap. We're coming up on 5 laps to go here in stage number 1. Next time by, we'll have 5 laps to go. Or, sorry, stage number 2. Good night, KR. I got my shoes on. I don't know what lap it is. Zach Fritsch in the 12, going to go another lap down here as he goes to the high side. Things get a little bit tight in the tri-oval, but everyone squeezes through. So now Zach Fritsch 2 laps down. That puts Gabe Butler as the only car 1 lap down as we're getting close to the end of the stage. Butler's going to want to try and make sure he takes care of that car and that no one bumps him as we start getting close to the end of the stage. Even a bump draft will discredit you from getting that free pass and getting back on the lead lap. So Hunter Reynolds and Logan Helton out in up front. Daniel Holloway in the 21 pushing on his teammate. Holloway comes into tonight's race a few points to the good. Not in a must-win situation, but not yet having a win on the season, so not necessarily comfortable with where he would like to be. A stage win would earn him some points in case he doesn't get the win here tonight or next Monday night. So every point matters as the 33 of Jeff Crosby, another driver looking for a win and a shot at going for the playoff championship. Got into the wall a little bit there as he was 3 wide, but gathered it back in and tries to mount the charge all over again. So Logan Helton slides down to the inside. Holloway stays in the second lane. 3 laps to go here in stage number 2. go on board with the 53 of Dave Hunt. As Hunt is going to get turned from behind. Jim Mayer, David Overstreet involved. Caution flag comes out. And that is going to be the end of the stage. So yellow flag is flown once again at the end of the stage. Let's see if we can figure out what happened to the 53 of Dave Hunt. Take another look at this one. Hunt in the 53, the 46 of David Overstreet right behind him. They make their way down the backstretch. Back this up just a little bit too far. Not an exact science on the replay, so I'm doing the best I can with what little skill set I have. So it looked like a little bit of a checkup just in front of the 53. That was enough to cause a chain reaction between him and David Overstreet. Jim Mayer going around as well. Take one last look at this one. Jim doing a great job of keeping it off the wall. Slides it on the pit road and no further contact, and away he goes. So while trying to capture all the action, I did not see who our stage 2 winner is. And a race control coming in with the save, saying that the 63 of Logan Helton is our stage 2 winner. So let's go ahead and fire up his radio. Logan Helton, you got your ears on, bud?
Yes, sir, I do.
Logan, you pick up another stage win here tonight. Got, I think that's 4 stages? 3 stage wins for you? Something like that. I can't count.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number either, but I don't want to count them because I probably couldn't count them any better than you did. But yeah, that was a good battle there. I really enjoyed that stage. It was a lot of fun. It doesn't seem like Hunter's too happy with me, but I guess we'll just have to go through this race, try and win it, and talk to him after and see what it's all about.
Well, at 63 is always a threat to win. If you could pick up the win, that'd be your 4th one on the season, and a good boost to you as you try and win this regular season championship.
Yeah, I'm calculating the points in my head because I have nothing better to do. I think after stage 1, I was 7 points behind Hunter, who would have been the next, who would currently be the leader of points. And with that result, I think I'm only 6 points behind him now. So I think at the end of this race, we might see a new leader in points. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
All right, man. Well, congratulations on the stage win. Any shout outs or thank yous?
Just thanks to all my friends and family watching, Alliance Motorsports, Nexus Esports, Splash and Good Graphics for this awesome paint scheme, and you guys are putting on the broadcast.
All right, that is Logan Helton, your stage 2 winner from Alliance Motorsports. Congratulations, Logan. Nice job. So we get ready to go green flag racing once again. Peter DeBorgia elected the outside lane for this restart. That'll move Logan Helton to the inside. 21 of Daniel Holloway and the 7 of Josh Milam for row number 2. Row number 3 will be the 71 of Sean McCara on his outside. Well, that's the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. two cars not on the lead lap. That is Zach Fritsch in 24th spot and Eric Laurie in 25th. Both of them are 2 laps down. Everyone else back on the lead lap. As the safety vehicle pulls away, green flag is out, and we get back at it here in the final stage, final 50-ish laps to the end of this one. We will use 2 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need to use them. And things are already getting heated in there as they're already choosing different lanes. Logan Helton slides up in front of the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Zach Workman in the 91 down below the yellow line. Holloway in the 21 down on the bottom lane. Adam Evans chiming in for his teammate, Meteor Racing. Peter DeBorgia, Gabe Butler, and Eric Laurie from Meteor Racing are missing you out there, Adam. Butler was involved in a dust-up earlier in the race. Finds himself down in 20th spot. Peter DeBorgia, one of the drivers, out in front right now in the 40 machine. And Eric Laurie finding himself 2 laps down. So Meteor Racing spread throughout this field right now. As the fight is on to be in that second lane, and right now Peter DeBorgia in the 40 has that lane rolling, but Logan Helton in the 63 charging a right back on the inside. '62 of Les Levy. Haven't talked a lot about the 62 machine, but he is up 11 spots from where he qualified. Running a new paint scheme here tonight. I feel like I've seen this one before, or a similar design, but can't quite put my finger on it. But Les, very creative when it comes to the paint booth. So he's running some black, white, and red coloring here tonight. And of course, it has Ricky Bobby on the back bumper, that Ricky Bobby Foundation. Always a good little foundation to help support. Les Levy, a driver who is in a must-win situation to try and get into the playoffs here. As long as you're on the lead lap, when that white flag falls, you have a shot at winning the race. As the field makes its way down the back stretch here on lap 56 of 100, Peter DeBorgia and Josh Milam leading the charge for the 2 lanes that we have. '46 of David Overstreet, driver who has fallen off the pace here, but missing some important body work on that 46. Right now, he finds himself 28 seconds behind our race leaders. And with the damage on that race car, I would say that he does not have that fast repair available to him anymore. So he's trying to ride around, and a driver who came in just 8 points to the good here tonight, going to have a very hard time keeping this race car on the lead lap and scoring any points that will help boost him higher up than just 8 points to the good. But he's not ready to call it a race yet, and a lot of racing to go, and anything could happen. He could catch a string of cautions that help him out and help keep him on the lead lap. So far, we've only had 2 cautions here tonight. Both those cautions overlapping the end of the stage. Derek Conley and Chris McCullough kind of get into the wall a little bit there as they moved up into the 3rd lane. Now they blend back down. Your stage 1 winner was the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Your stage 2 winner was the 63 of Logan Helton. They find themselves battling side by side here in the 2nd row as Josh Milam and Peter DeBorgia lead the field into turns 3 and 4. I said 3 and 4, but what I meant was 1 and 2. I told you I got my shoes on here tonight, so I'm losing count of everything. If we can get a caution that's not at the end of the stage, I'd like to try and get a word in with Peter DeBorgia and get a moment to talk to him about his charity event that he put on Saturday. Would have done it before the race, but as I mentioned, I was running late and didn't get to do everything I wanted to do. But don't tell Peter that, because he might get mad at me. Bob Lacavera in the 5. 3rd car in that 2nd lane, battling side by side with the 21 of Daniel Holloway. Lacavera, one of the drivers who has quite a bit of speed in that car. But I'll tell you what, that car has a nose for a crash. And it's unfortunate because Bob really does have some speed. But man, if there's a crash, he finds a way to be in it. So we're going to go 3 wide for the race lead. Peter DeBorgia up in the 3rd lane. Looks like he is going to get hung out to dry as the 46 of David Overstreet down on the apron to slow down and allow the field to pass. And Peter DeBorgia falls back very quickly from the race lead all the way down into 11th place. That'll put the FSR teammates in their respective lane leads, but the 63 of Logan Helton says, nah, I got a chance to move up to that 2nd lane. I'm going to take it. The Logan Helton now challenging for the race lead. The 7 of Josh Milam to his inside. 17 of Jimmy Reynolds. Right now, our biggest mover of the race. Jimmy started 25th. Finds himself in 7th place, so he has gained 18 positions from the drop of the green flag to be riding around in the 2nd lane. So Jimmy Reynolds has been quietly working his way forward, trying to crack the top 5. Slides down to the inside, and he's going to get a good run to the back bumper of the 21 of Daniel Holloway. So drivers last on pit road on lap 49. That was at the end of the stage. We're working a lap 64. With everyone going to try and stretch this fuel as far as they can. We're a handful of laps away from seeing green flag pit stops. And as I'm saying that, the field trying to get single file. David Booth in the 77 has pulled onto pit road. So Booth hitting pit lane. I believe that was a convenience thing for him as he was getting ready to go a lap down at the end of a fuel run and running up by himself. Just pull onto pit road, get serviced by your pit crew, and stay out of the way of the race. So smart move by the 77 of David Booth. The 7 of Josh Milam out in front as this field has got single file. Bob Lacavera in the 5 looking for a slot down on the inside lane. Hasn't materialized for him just yet. Booth in the 77 repaired some damage on the race car, and he is now gone 2 laps down and comes out of pit road in 25th spot. So 21 cars on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap, that is the 88 of Gabe Butler, and he is at the tail end of this long line of cars. And again, no one making the break for pit road. They are going to try and run these tanks dry. We're going to see them hit pit road. I believe 2 more pit stops in this race. The 7 of Josh Milam now going to make the break for pit lane. Several cars peeling off for pit road. A lot of brakes being locked up. And everyone squeezes onto pit lane safely. And is going to give the race a lead for the moment to the 95 of Jim Mayer. Zach Fritsch in the 12. Struggling to not go another lap down as Mayer, Logan Helton, Daniel Holloway all get single file. Sean McCara, Jeff Crosby, Zach Workman, Mark Mann, Rick Sebrands, and Les Levy all going to hit pit road this time. So this will be a little bit of contact with the 12 and the 95, but Jim Mayer able to hold on to it. Logan Helton, another very aggressive entry onto pit road. One of the best drivers in this league to get on and off pit lane. Hunter Reynolds in the 26. Had to serve a 40-second speeding penalty, so that is going to be a tough break for him as the race off of pit road. Very, very close. Everyone trying to get it sorted out. For the drivers who pitted, Derek Conley in the 28, trying to surge ahead. He's already got that car wound up. Trying to track down this group ahead of him. So Conley with a full head of steam easily makes do with the 62 of Les Levy and the 04 Mark Mann. Now as the field that just, as the drivers that just came off of pit road do start getting up to full speed, it's going to be a little bit harder for Derek Conley to pick them off. Sean McCara in the 71, your race leader. Zach Workman in the 91. Going to make his way by him. So Workman now your race leader. Eric Laurie in the 071. Down on the apron, going another lap down. Hunter Reynolds in the 26, last car on the lead lap. He is running all by himself. So your stage 1 winner has David Overstreet and David Booth around him. But those are 2 torn up race cars. They are not going to be able to help him out very much. So the 26 is going to need a caution to get back into this one. As you could see the field in that camera shot. So a speeding penalty catching out Hunter Reynolds. Is going to be difficult for him to stay ahead of our pack. All right, so with pit stops done and over with, we are going to take a moment. We're going to do a little bit of turn it up. While this is going on, let's watch some great racing and let it fill our ear holes. Man, some great turn it up action on that one. And I'll tell you what, our drivers taking us for a heck of a ride around this Legacy Daytona track as well. Josh Milam and Derek Conley running 1 and 2. Jim Mayer in the 95. Stuck behind the 7 of Josh Milam. While we're doing our turn it up, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds did go 1 lap down. Is the first and only car 1 lap down. Zach Fritsch 2 laps down, along with David Overstreet and David Booth. Eric Laurie finding himself 3 laps down. So all 25 cars are still in this race. Nobody has given up on the race just yet. 4 cars who have fallen back a little bit. That is the 013 as the yellow flag is coming out. Trouble down the back stretch. Good grief, that is the front stretch, KR. So caution flag flying. Several cars involved in this one. Take a look and see what happened. Zach Workman, Jim Mayer, all getting together. Holloway pointing the wrong direction. Take another look. Workman hard into the outside wall. Holloway following, saying, I bet I can hit that wall harder. Off the nose of Bob Lacavera in the 5. Bob gets into the wall a little bit, but hard on the binders to get it slowed down. Take one more look at this one. So big crash. Now everyone on the pit road. Josh Milam, Sean McCarra, the first 2 off of pit road. Logan Hilton in the 63, next one to leave. Bob Lacavera in the 5. Gabe Butler in the 88, taking full advantage of that caution. Gonna jump up into 5th place, so good break for the 88. Several cars on pit road, one of those being the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. And I did want to take a moment to talk to him as he's rolling. Let's go ahead and pull him up here and see what he's up to here. Peter, how you doing?
Well, we just had to get a bunch of stuff fixed there, but I don't know. We probably got a decent enough car for a reasonable points night. We'll see.
All right, man. Well, I wanted to pull you up. Hopefully, I would have liked different circumstances, but I had to ask how Saturday was.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if any of y'all out there had a chance to tune in, but we shattered our goals. The plan was, let's see if we can make 500, and then it was, let's see if we can make 1,000. And we hit that before the green light on Saturday. We ended up making $2,500 for Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Mine going to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, and I couldn't be more grateful for everyone who was able to tune in or donate themselves or just provide some words of encouragement here or there. I can't believe I'm able to sit here and say that we gave, a quarter of 5 figures to such a great cause.
Well, man, that is an outstanding contribution that you made. How long did you stream for?
It ended up being 25 hours total because I had marketed it all month leading up to it as 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. and good old daylight savings time kind of called me out on that. But we're starting to get really tired towards the end. You can see I'm going to repost on my Twitch channel a giant stitched together video with all 25 hours together. The last couple were really rough, but we managed to hang in there. And like I said, we tuned out at 5 a.m. over 2,500. That's just wild.
All right, man. Well, the lights have gone out on the safety vehicle, but I didn't know if I'd get another chance to talk to you, and so I did want to make sure that everyone got to hear how it went.
I appreciate you, and look, it probably wouldn't have gone as great without you giving me the platform and being able to pump it up yourself there. So thank you so much for what you do.
All right, that is Peter DeBorgia. A little bit torn up race car, but man, stay on that lead lap, and you got a good shot at winning.
That's the plan.
All right, Peter DeBorgia. Getting it, doing a good job getting it done Saturday night, as I drew a blank on what day he was doing that. All day Saturday into Sunday morning. As the lights are out on the safety vehicle, we get ready to go back to green flag. Josh Milam, Sean McCara on the front row. It's Jimmy Reynolds and Dave Hunt for row number 2. Everyone else came down pit road, topped off their fuel tanks. I don't think anyone can make it from here, but I have been wrong before. As we get back underway, Sean McCara in the 71 slides down in front of the 7 of Josh Milam. Dave Hunt in the 53 didn't get going quite as fast. Now McCara slides back up in front of the 53 of Hunt, gets a little bump, holds on to it, got very close to the wall there. Josh Milam in the 7 surges ahead. Jimmy Reynolds in the 17. Following suit in the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Moved to the high side, now he's back down low. 20 cars on the lead lap. One car on pit road, that is the 77 of David Booth. He has been sitting there for the last 5.5 minutes. The 091 of Zach Workman has gone behind the wall. It looks like his night is done. So 2 cars currently out of the race, one with his scorecard pulled. So that gives us 23 cars on track with 20 of them on the lead lap. Last car on the lead lap is the 88 of Gabe Butler. Zach Fritsch in the 12, 1 lap down. Fritsch is the only car 1 lap down, as David Overstreet is down 2 laps. Eric Laurie is down 3 laps now. So Eric Laurie in that 071 has had a very difficult race. But the good news for the fans of that 071, he does have that race win. He is locked in as one of the 16 drivers for our playoff field. But not having the race he would like to have, especially with just one more race and 17 laps to go here in the regular season. So Sean McCara and Josh Milam leading their respective lanes as we got 16 laps to go. Liberty, I'm not sure if every track around the world has given up on using scorecards. The majority of tracks have gone to timing loops and electronic timing, but they used to use scorecards, and it would take an army of individuals as green flag pit stops are underway. Josh Milam, Jimmy Reynolds, Peter DeBorgia all hitting pit road with 15 laps to go. But yeah, you used to have to use a scorecard, and especially in NASCAR, you'd be assigned a number of drivers. When they would cross the start-finish line, you'd mark that on the scorecard and who was around them and what was going on. And then at the end of the race, they'd compare notes as another pack of drivers peels off for pit road. Dave Hunt taking out some aggression on a cone. It's not the blue cone, but that's like my second least favorite cone, so I'll allow it. Yeah, manual scoring, it is becoming a lost art. Electronic timing and scoring and timing loops set around the track have really made things easier in some regards, but as with everything that has to deal with technology, it does have its drawbacks and its shortcomings. My favorite cone, an ice cream cone or a snow cone? I am not a big fan of snow cones. And some ice cream cones are edible, and I enjoy edible cones. Now, the waffle cone, or the ones that are like the fudge dipped, or have that fudge in the bottom triangle part, those are my favorite. I can't think of the name of those though. Those are my absolute favorite. It's the ones with a little bit of fudge down in the very bottom of them. I tend to eat that before I even eat the ice cream. Sean Stevens in the 27 out in front. Bob Lacavera, Jim Mayer, Chris McCullough, and Mark Mann, your top 5. David Overstreet in the 46 is in the mix right there, but Overstreet not on the lead lap as the yellow flag is going to come out. As the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds is going to get into trouble. Dustin Barber in the 6 involved as well. Take a look at this one again. Let's try and back that up just a little bit further. On board with the 6 is Dustin Barber. You see contact with Derek Conley in the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. '17 and Jimmy Reynolds out in front of this group. So this group gets single file here. It looks like 7 and 17 are going to make contact, and that's when everything breaks loose. Dustin Barber going to go for a spin. Hard impact with that inside wall. But keeps all 4 tires down. Gets pointed in the right direction, and away he goes. So Stevens, Lacavera, Overstreet all hit pit road. Jim Mayer in the 95 looks like he is going to be one of the drivers who tries to stretch his fuel, as he has not come down pit road, and with 10 laps to go, he was last on pit road on lap 80. Zach Fritsch gets the free pass, and that is going to put the 12 back on the lead lap. Chris McCullough, Mark Mann, Logan Helton, Rick Sebrands, Daniel Holloway, Gabe Butler, all staying out. They were all last on pit road on lap 80. They are going to try and take the gamble to stretch their fuel to the end of this race. Some Liberty Fires chiming in and saying a drumstick. I'm not sure that's necessarily a drumstick, but yeah, I could eat a whole bowl full of those little fudge triangles. Doobie checking in. Doobie picking Zach Fritsch to win the race. At least this time, Zach Fritsch is out there, and he is now just back on the lead lap. So good choice, very good choice this time, Doobie. Your picking skills are improving. You're improving. You've at least picked somebody on track. Lights have gone out on the safety vehicle. Mayer electing the outside lane, so that'll put Chris McCullough on the inside of row 1 for the restart. Row 2 will be the 04 of Mark Mann and the 63 of Logan Helton. And row 3 will be the 4 of Rick Sebrands and the 21 of Daniel Holloway. 21 cars on the lead lap. David Overstreet, the first car 1 lap down in the 46. Eric Laurie 2 laps down. Zach Workman and David Booth are out of this race. David Booth still sitting on pit road, but that hood has been up on his car for the last 15 minutes. Now here we go once again. We're going to get the green flag with 8 laps to go. This race has been relatively caution-free. Our first 2 cautions overlap the end of stage 1 and stage 2. Now the field is slowed down. What I believe to be the 3rd caution of the night. And again, I'm wearing shoes here, and I'm having a hard enough time keeping my straightaways straight. So don't expect me to know what caution this is. It's either 3 or 4. Either way, it is done and over with, and we are back underway. Chris McCullough in the 1, Jim Mayer in the 95. They are trying to stretch their fuel out. They did not come down pit road. They have made the gamble that this will not go into the green-white checkered overtime finish. However, if it does, they may not have enough fuel. So they have made their bet. Now we just stick around to see how it works out for them. Seven laps to go here at Legacy Daytona as the Hope You Brought Your Locktite 250 is winding down. 21 cars going to have a shot at winning this one. Some of the cars have fallen back. Dustin Barber in the 6, not able to keep pace with the field. He is fallen back very quickly. Now 5.5 seconds behind our race leaders. McCullough sliding up in front of Jim Mayer in the 95, and McCullough gets shuffled out. And I think McCullough is trying to drop back to save fuel. He is going to try and be extra safe. I don't know, guys. That's going to be a close one. Jim Mayer now in the 95, out in front with the 04 Mark Mann. These are guys who don't want to lead right now, but they don't have much of a choice. Fastest lap that Jim Mayer turned was a 46.65. Last time around, he turned a 47.81. So he is on the throttle, trying to stay out in the front. Josh Milam in the 7 leads our drivers who did make a pit stop, who should have enough fuel to make it to the end. Right now, he is not able to do anything with the cars in front of him, and they are slowing down. They are trying to stretch their fuel. Last time around, they turned a 48.16, so the pace is dropping out here as the leaders try and stretch that fuel as far as they can. That time the pace was a little bit faster at a 47.84. This time with 4 laps to go, McCullough 3 wide up in that third lane. Not a whole lot of people going with him. Andy Brigante thinking about it, but Brigante slides back down, and McCullough staying in that third lane, taking the long way around and looking for a slot to space to slide in. Not able to get it done there. Logan Helton in the 63, gonna see 3 laps to go. 3 fingers from the flagman. Whenever you do, don't read between the lines. Josh Milam in the 7, trying to work his way forward through some of the cars who are saving fuel. Milam, plenty of fuel in the tank for him, but just not able to do anything with the cars in front of him. Logan Helton and Daniel Holloway, as we got one sideways at the back. That is the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds, and it is going to bring out the caution, and we will be heading into overtime. So the 17 of Jimmy Reynolds went for a spin through turns 3 and 4. And that is going to bring out the yellow flag. Reynolds makes contact with the 013 of Andy Brigante. Take another look at this one. Zach Fritsch out of shape in front of Andy. And then that is where Reynolds hits the 013, but Andy Brigante able to keep it off the wall. Let's see what happened to the 17 here. They make contact early. The 013 was giving room to the 12 of Zach Fritsch, but unfortunately the 17 was down below him. And so the yellow flag comes out, and we do head into extra laps, and this is not what Logan Helton and Jim Mayer wanted to see in the drivers who have not topped off their fuel tanks. They're going to have to go another couple of laps on some tanks that are running dangerously low. David Overstreet in the 46, getting one of his laps back. Overstreet still finds himself 2 laps down. .33 at Jeff Crosby finds himself in 12th place right now, behind the 1 of Chris McCullough. McCullough, one of the drivers trying to stretch his fuel, but he has dropped back from that group who last pitted on lap 80. And Logan Helton in the 63, going for win number 4 this season. Jim Mayer in the 95 going to go for win number 3. Sorry, that would be Logan Helton's. Yeah, win number 4 this season for Logan Helton. Win number 3 for Jim Mayer. So fuel tanks getting very light for our first 4 cars. Logan Helton, Jim Mayer on the front row for the restart. Daniel Holloway and Mark Mann, row number 2. Then row 3 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 4 of Rick Seabrands. Rick Seabrands, another driver who last pitted on lap 80. As we are working lap 100 right now. Three laps to go. Gonna get the green flag and it'll drop down to 2. That's how a green-white checkered works. Pace car pulls off. Logan Helton and Jim Mayer pick up the throttle and we get underway for our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Will they have enough fuel to get to the checkered flag? Will the 7 of Josh Milam find a way to force them to stay on the throttle and burn their fuel up? Holloway on the outside. Josh Milam in the 7 pushing very hard on the 63. They make their way down the back stretch. We get to the white flag. That is going to seal the deal. Holloway has not won a race yet this season, but comes into tonight very good on points. But nothing set in stone as we get to the white flag. Final lap, final time around. Logan Helton has a mission of winning the regular season championship. So he's going to try and win this race. Daniel Holloway is going to have to wrestle it away from him. Josh Milam in the 7 has plenty of fuel and he is pushing hard on the 63. They are doing all they can to get to this checkered flag. Milam knows he has enough fuel. Logan Helton knows he is running out. Holloway and Helton side by side through 3 and 4. Milam sideways. That's going to stack the field up behind them. And a big crash. Chris McCullough going up and over. And Daniel Holloway in the 21 is going to win the race. Jim Mayer in the 95 comes home second. And Logan Helton finishing in 3rd. Josh Milam brings it home 4th, and Derek Conley rounds out your top 5. But they had a big stack up coming to the checkered flag. See if we can take a look at this crash. Mark Mann, Josh Milam, Rick Seabrans, Chris McCullough. Whole lot of cars getting torn up. The 40 of Peter DeBorgia upside down as well. Take another look at this one as this stack up just shuts the track down. But the 21 of Daniel Holloway wins his first race of the season. So with that being said, let's get right into our post-race show and kick it off by talking to our race winner, and that is the driver of the 21, Mr. Holloway. How are you doing?
Wow. I was hoping that would not be another caution.
Well, you stretched your fuel and you made it the final few laps. Last time you hit pit road was on lap 80. How much fuel did you have left when you crossed that checkered, start-finish line?
I had 0.2 on the taking that checker flag, and I ran out of fuel on the backstretch. And as a team alliance, we decided to just go all the way, take a big risk, and finally paid off with this team, with the direction, the pit calls, and everything. Finally go our way this time. With 20 to go, and everybody was pitting early, and we were close, and we wanted to save and stay out, and what do you got to lose? It's almost playoff season, so we got to go for it.
Well, you went for it, and it pays off big as you pick up a win here, locking yourself into playoff contention. That means you go into the final race with nothing to lose.
Yeah, that's true, but try to keep that momentum going, and we're at iRacing, so that's another good track for me. So I just shout out to the whole team here. We worked very hard, being in top 5, and I'm not sure where the other 2 finished at, but I know we got 1, 2, 3, so that's a win-win situation for the whole team right there.
Oh man, outstanding job. Great teamwork, and that 21 was running up front all night long. So, man, good job out there tonight.
Thank you. Just want to do a shout out, all the fans out there who's watching, wife, stepson, Acres, everybody out there. I think my aunt was watching too. I still, again, thanks Team Alliance, Logan, Jim, for that push at the end. Rick, Mark up there, and you in the booth, KR. Turn 3, baby.
All right, man. Well, nice job, Mr. Holloway. And again, man, outstanding drive. Congratulations on this win here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that is Daniel Holloway picking up the win for Alliance Motorsports, picking up his first win of the season. But now let's move on to our second place finisher, and that is the driver of the 95. That is none other than Jim Mayer. Mr. Mayer, that 95 machine brought it home in second place.
Yes, sir. Fun race, right?
I'll tell you, I had a blast from start to finish. But I'll tell you what, you guys at Alliance Motorsports coming up with that plan to stretch the fuel. I don't have very many fingernails left because of it.
Yeah, you and me both. I kept telling Daniel on the restart there, you get clear, you might want to take it because I'm not sure I'm going to make it. But, I mean, we had just enough to get back around here. Great team effort. 08's a tough track, probably my least favorite, but good teamwork. gets good finishes. So here we are.
Well, an outstanding finish, second place for you here tonight, and Alliance finishing 1, 2, and 3. So great job locking out the podium. Man, you know, this race was going pretty quick. Very few cautions, but that 95 was one of the drivers that kept staying up front.
Yeah, trying to keep a clean car. That's the goal. Not many times I have a car left in the bank, but I actually have one left tonight. I did have a little bit of damage from a little incident earlier, but not too bad. Yeah, clean car, track position. This track, it's tough to go 3 wide here. So, I mean, it's all about track position.
All right, man. Well, outstanding job on second place. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Of course, the guys at Alliance for the teamwork and the good finishes here, keeping it fun. All the guys at OP that are putting this on, Eldred, for being RC, and you guys up in the booth putting on the show.
All right, that is Jim Mayer from the 95 and Alliance Motorsports bringing it home in second place here tonight. Now, let's move on to the driver who finished in third place. That is none other than the 63 of Logan Helton. Logan, you bring that car home in third place here tonight, and an outstanding strategy by Alliance Motorsports.
Yeah, that was a crazy race there. I'm really glad our strategy worked out. Coming across the line, I had 0.3 gallons left in the tank. Yeah, it was just a crazy race. I'm really happy that Daniel won, got his first one in the season. Jim coming in second and me coming in third. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4 alliance, and I think we've done that a couple times this season as well. So that's pretty cool.
Oh man, that 63 was, a front runner quite a bit, and it seemed like Alliance really had a lock on this race from the beginning.
Whenever I was up there, I always had either Daniel or Jim behind me as Mark and Rick do their normal thing of just chilling it out in the back and hoping not to get involved in a wreck, which is probably the smarter thing to do here at Bumpy Daytona. But we were always up front, just waiting to see what happened, and then a little bit towards the end there, we kind of chilled out and let our fuel save and go to work, and that's whenever we capitalized on the late caution.
Well, man, a great job bringing it home in third place here tonight. Any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give?
Well, thanks to Turn 3 Racing Network and KR Stolfus for broadcasting tonight's race and all of our races. They do a great job. And thanks to my team at Alliance Motorsports and Daniel, Jim, Rick, and Mark for their help every week on Mondays. Thanks to Nexus Esports, Splash and Go Graphics for once again the awesome paint scheme. And all my friends and family for watching. And I think that's it.
All right, Logan. Well, congratulations on the final step of the podium as Alliance Motorsports locks out the podium finish here tonight.
Thank you.
All right, so there you go. Our podium finishing drivers all stretching their fuel, all of them crossing the start-finish line with just enough fuel to get there. That was a heck of a finish for those guys. Let's roll in to the rest of our race results here tonight. Daniel Holloway, James Mayer, Logan Helton on the podium. And then Josh Milam brings it home in fourth. Derek Conley rounds out your top 5. Jeff Crosby ending up in sixth place. Seventh going to Gabe Butler. Zach Fritsch from one lap down, able to make it all the way up into 8th place. Les Levy finishing in 9th. Sean McCara 10th. Andy Brigante 11th. 12th goes to Dave Hunt. Jimmy Reynolds 13th. 14th goes to Mark Mann. Dustin Barber finishing in 15th spot. 16th place goes to the 40 of Peter DeBorgia. Sean Stevens 17th. 18th place goes to Chris McCullough. 19th, Hunter Reynolds. Bob Lacavera, 20th. 21st, Rick Seabrands. David Overstreet, 22nd. Eric Laurie, 23rd. Zach Workman, 24th. And David Booth brings it home in 25th spot. So that is going to wrap it up for us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope you all enjoyed the show. I know I sure as heck did. And what an outstanding strategy call by Alliance Motorsports to stretch that fuel out and bring it home in a podium lockout. So until next Monday night, hope you all stay safe. And I'll see you then. Yeah, have a good night. Okay, bye.